Hey, it's Tim.
And it's Amy from GoWithLess. Welcome to our channel. We're glad that you're here. For the past 10 days, Tim and I have been in Merida, Mexico. We had a blast, and one of those days, we took a fun day trip to Chichen Itza. Chichen Itza is one of the 7 modern wonders of the world, so we had to see it while we were in that corner of the world. In today's video, we're going to show you our trip to not only Chichen Itza, but also to a beautiful cenote and to a really awesome resort called Mayaland. So we're hoping that you'll stay tuned for the whole video.
We come out with a new video every Wednesday, and over the next few Wednesdays, we'll be talking about our trip to Merida and hope that you will join us. If you'd like to subscribe, please subscribe below. And with that, let's get going. Both Merida and Chichen Itza are on the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico.
But it's very convenient to Cancun, Playa del Carmen, and Progreso. Those are about 2 hours away, where Merida is only about an hour and a half car ride away. A real easy day trip.
We took a guided van tour from Merida to Chichen Itza, and we started at this beautiful resort called Mayaland.
This is a beautiful resort, as Tim mentioned, and what's really nice is you can spend the night before there if you'd like to get into Chichen Itza really early. Chichen Itza is hot, so it's really a nice idea to get in before the heat of the day settles in.
We'd also heard that the crowds are a little crazy, and so this would be a good day to maybe beat the crowds.
But we did ask our tour guide if this was a representative day for crowds. He said that it was. So as you're looking at our pictures, get an idea that this is kind of normal crowds. And while there are people, it's a really big place, so it's not a big deal. We were almost chased away from doing Chichen Itza because of the potential crowds.
Mayaland is on the grounds of Chichen Itza, so you walk out of the back door of Mayaland and you are there.
Yeah, here we are still at Mayaland with these cool thatched roof homes, and now we're in Chichen Itza's property. Our tour guide's showing us some of the architecture that the Mayans created.
This is actually a home where people live, so most of the things when you see the pictures of Chichen Itza, those are temples and places where people worshipped and things like that. So the things you would know aren't where the people of Chichen Itza actually lived.
Right, the Mayans were living in these little small homes. And here we're seeing all kinds of ruins from around Chichen Itza. As Tim mentioned, it's temples and ceremonial places.
So why is Chichen Itza the marvel that it is? Why is it one of the 7 wonders of the world? The reason for that, by the way, there are ruins all over Mexico. The reason is this thing that you're seeing right here, this represents a calendar.
It is unbelievable. Each side has 91 steps. What you're looking at, that's 91 steps up. There's 4 sides. That equals 364 steps. And then the temple on the top is number 365. So this entire building, it represents 4 seasons. It represents the 91 days between the equinoxes and the solstices. And the entire building is made as a calendar. The Mayans were incredible mathematical geniuses, architectural geniuses, astronomy geniuses, engineering geniuses, and Chichen Itza is a testament to all of that.
So when Chichen Itza was found, it was completely overgrown, and as they dug things out, they found these amazing hieroglyphs that you see here. This is the only written language that existed in the Mayan culture. What you're seeing here now also is a ball court. These hieroglyphs were actually on the wall of the ball court. There was a game here called Pak to Pak, which is still played in the Yucatan Peninsula today.
It's kind of a demonstration game, though, because it was played with deadly consequences way back when. It's kind of like soccer and basketball, where players would get a ball through a hoop. However, either it was the winning or the losing captain would be beheaded. It's unclear as to which side was beheaded, and it possibly could have been the winning captain, but it was as a sacrifice to the gods, and that was for water, because water was such a scarce resource that they needed to appease the gods to bring them water, and ultimately that's why they left Chichen Itza, is because there wasn't enough water.
Our time at Chichen Itza was divided between a guided tour, and then they actually gave us some time on our own, so we got to explore and see the grounds on our own. Then after that, we went back to Mayaland for lunch, and we got to be at Mayaland and enjoy the grounds there for just a brief while longer. This obviously is a peacock that we saw, as well as this guy here. I think this was Amy's favorite.
Yeah, right. If this guy moved 1 inch, I would have jumped like 10 feet in the air. But he was really cool to look at. And here is the planetarium on Mayaland's resort property. Our tour included a planetarium show, which really talked about the astronomy accomplishments of the Mayans. It's remarkable.
Our tour also included a buffet lunch. It was a combination of Yucatecan food as well as international cuisine. I think this was the Yucatecan food we had was some of our favorite in terms of the whole time we were there.
And here's some traditional dancing for you. Once we were done with Chichen Itza and Mayaland, we went off to another cenote. This was our fourth cenote we saw in the Yucatan, and this one's called Ik Kil, I think. As you can see, this is 59 feet, this platform, and professionals dive off of these little teeny tiny platforms all the way into the water below. This is not for the normal public. As a matter of fact, it's illegal, and you can see this guy jumping from a much smaller height, but so gorgeous.
These cenotes are all over the Yucatan Peninsula. We actually swam in a couple. We didn't get in the water here because we only had an hour there. We just enjoyed the beauty of the place, and it was gorgeous to look at. I think this was actually the prettiest of the cenotes we saw. So there are somewhere between 6,000 and 10,000 of these cenotes throughout the Yucatan Peninsula.
And this one was a little bit busier, but absolutely beautiful, like Tim said. And there's our video. Thanks for watching through to the end. If you would please give it a thumbs up, we would be so appreciative. And please subscribe if you don't already. If you know anyone who's going to the Yucatan, please share it with them. And with that, we will see you next Wednesday. Adios.